It's Curly Sloss's birthday, July 4th, and happy birthday to you, Curly. Now, if you know anybody with a birthday today, please call them because this is a historical day. Today, I want to remind you that on Monday we will have the largest country fish fry you've ever seen at Freedom Center. And today you will have the opportunity to tell me that you are with me all of the way because for the 35th consecutive year, I will be taking a group of young people to the National NAACP Convention in Nashville, Tennessee. Somebody say, why don't you quit, Clara? Can't quit now. I've gone too far to quit. And if I would quit, I don't know what I would tell the NAACP young people that have worked so hard this year that want to go to the NAACP National Convention where they can continue their civil rights education. And today I would like to salute Christopher Fowler, David Fowler, Terry Whitaker, Baron Hopgood, Bobby Marshall Jr., Derek Smith, Roy Montgomery, Kendrick Knox, Shelley Luper, Shadina Fowler, Keisha Cornelius, Brittany Mitchell, Nicole Mitchell, Alicia Hildred, Brittany Red, Brandy Red, Tiffany Henry, Monique Whitaker, Kanisha Watson, Stephanie Woody, Azu Wilson, and Kalonda Ogles. I would like to salute those adults that have worked so hard: Leola Ford, Cheryl Fowler, Salonia Bennett, Barbara Smith, Gloria Matthews, Calvin Whitaker, C.P. Wilson, Nyla Phillips, and Marilyn Hildred. These will be your representatives at the National NAACP Convention, and you're going to make it possible for them to attend. These young people, and you should be proud of these young people, and you would if you see them. I dare you to look them in their eyes, and you will say, I want to invest in these young people. And we would like to thank hundreds of you that came by yesterday and bought catfish dinner. But the largest catfish dinner in the history will be on Monday. Now, each advisor has a certain goal to reach, and I would like to thank all of you out in Radio Land for keeping Clara Luper as number one. Oh, you are just so sweet. My students, my friends, my relatives, thank you, and I know you're going to support us on Monday. At this time, we are very happy at this time to have one of our great supporters on the line. And I would like to wish to Dr. Davis and his lovely wife a happy Independence Day. Mrs. Davis.
Good morning, Mrs. Luper. How are you?
I am fabulously fine today.
Good. I just want you to talk a little bit on what's going on with Sister Soldier. A lot of people, especially the other people, are concerned as to what she's saying, and she's only giving truth. And then there's controversy on the record that came out this week on the cover, and I think you know what I'm talking about. It has not been talked about on KTLV, but all of the other stations are really just ripping it apart. So, just talk about it and maybe open it up to the community to see what they feel about, and she's not, Sister Soldier's not advertising hate. She's just saying that it's time for us to wake up and see some of the problems that we're facing. And even the issue with these two young girls who are supposing they have killed this man in Edmond. These are issues that's facing us, and it's like, we're tiptoeing around it. So, if you want to talk about that, that's some good to bring up to the community.
I want you to talk. I love to hear you talk. You talk about how you feel about it and explain to the public what she is really saying.
Okay, well, I've been keeping up with her, and one of our members came to me yesterday, and she said, where she works, she's the only minority. And the question was asked to her was, why was she advocating killing of whites? And I just wanted to let our white sisters and brothers know that that's not what she's advocating. She's saying, because you don't always have to kill a person with guns. You can kill them just by saying the wrong thing about them. And just as they've said that all of us had tails, they said that we can't learn, our children are always troublemakers, because a lot of that's going on in schools in Midwest City and Del City, saying things that are not good for the kids. So the kids feel that they're nobody, so they react. But what Sister Soldier is just giving a new message to the new generation.
It has created a lot of discussion, and certainly I'm really proud of you today for explaining to the public exactly what you feel that she is meaning. Now, we cannot afford to hate whites. We cannot afford to advocate killing anybody regardless to race, creed, or color. Lady Ruth tells a story that the most dangerous part of one's body is the tongue, and maybe that's what she was talking about. You can talk people down to such an extent that you will kill their influence.
All righty. I just wanted to, throw that out.
Okay, be sure and come by Monday and sign up on that Clara Luper Catfish Special.
Oh, all right. We'll be there.
Okay, there. I want to hear what Letty's going to say. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and this show is being made possible by our advertisers. And I'm going to tell you something today that I don't want you to forget, so stay tuned. The Miss Black Oklahoma TV special will be shown this next week, and I want all of you to prepare to see it. It will be shown on Channel 19 on July the 9th and the 10th at 7 p.m. That's Cox Cable. Don't miss Miss Black Oklahoma. And incidentally, tomorrow morning at 7:25, Erica Barnett will leave Oklahoma City for the Miss Black America pageant in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I know all of you would like to wish her a lot of good luck. She was scheduled to be here today, but she is participating in the parade today, in the Independence Day, and I want you to be sure and watch for her. Letty?
Yes. Hello, Mrs. Luper and all of the radio audience.
And happy Independence Day to you.
Oh, fine. And while I'm saying good morning, and you said a few minutes ago you knew anybody who had a birthday to call you.
Right.
Well, you know who I'm going to say happy birthday to?
No.
Mr. C.P. Wilson. Happy birthday, Mr. C.P. Wilson. I know you weren't expecting that, were you?
Oh, no, I was not expecting that, but I appreciate it. I like for somebody to say something good about my husband,
Well,
because he's certainly a great man.
I'm just so happy about Mr. Wilson, and I'm so proud of Mr. Wilson. He comes over there every day, give up his good sleeping time, his domino playing time, his TV wrestling time, and come over there and fry that fish, because I don't know nobody can fry fish better than Mr. C.P. Wilson. And on Monday, I want everyone to listen, but I'm saying what day, Mrs. Luper?
Monday.
And Monday is the 6th.
On the 6th of July.
July, right.
The largest catfish fry in the history of Oklahoma will be held at Freedom Center. Calvin Whitaker can fry that catfish, too.
Oh, yes. Well, he's been taking lessons from Mr. C.P. Wilson, so he's learning, too. I think I better get in there and learn how to cook that fish.
And Nancy Davis,
that fish
too.
That fish. But, Mrs. Luper, you know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to challenge all the students. I've been traveling with the NAACP to the national conventions for years. And we always carry a busload of children. I'm going to challenge all of the people that was on the bus when I went to Boston. All of those kids that was on the bus when we went to Washington, D.C. All the kids that was on the bus when we went to Detroit. All the kids that was on the bus. And I'm not going to remember all of the places, but I'm going to talk about the top places. When we had so many kids on the bus that we just had seats just for everyone. We were in California, in Texas, in... Where else we've been?
Don't forget Portland.
Right. I'm telling you all. Now, on Monday, you say, I can't buy no fish, but you can come by there and leave a donation for Lady Ruth Hunter for the children that's going to the National Convention this year. They'll be leaving on the 9th. So I'm going to be up there Monday. I'll be hoping you come by to buy some catfish dinners. Because I don't want Miss Luper to be all of the time. All you people that's on that bus, if just 5 from each bus would come, we could beat in Clara Luper. Buy that, buy a catfish. If you don't want to buy the catfish, just come on by there and leave the donation. It's all right with me, because this is going to be one of the biggest catfish fries that's ever been at the Freedom Center. Because we're going to sell those catfish. I know you're going to come by there and buy them.
Okay, what do you have beside catfish on that catfish dinner?
Oh, Mrs. Luper, we have good old potato salad. That potato salad, and then we have good green beans. And don't talk about that peach cobbler. And those professional people are making their pie. You don't get nothing but that pie. You're going to get $5 worth of nothing but that peach cobbler that we have on that plate. So I know that's going to be good. You just came up there and said, I want some peach cobbler. Well, that piece of pie is worth $5, Mrs. Luper, all by itself. So, because I'm making one of them pies, and you're making one of those pies, and Miss Davis making one of them. Well, professional
Miss Fowler's making a peach cobbler. And you know what?
What?
Clara Luper will continue to lead as the outstanding catfish seller. My clients will come from all directions. They did it before, and they'll do it again.
Mrs. Luper, I'm sure of that. But one thing I want to, you remember last Saturday, I asked some people to come by, and I want to congratulate the two young men came by, and they said, I'm going to leave this donation. And I thought they was coming by to buy catfish. They came by, Ms. Luper, to leave a donation because they said, I want the children to have and to get opportunities and experiences that we didn't have to get. And when talking with other kids, it has been a wonderful learning experience. We had some visitors over here the other night, and they saw some pictures on the wall, and they said, how did they get them movie star pictures? Dante said, well, we met them at the NAACP meeting. So they get to meet professional people. They're happy to give them their picture and autograph their names in front of the picture. So they get a wonderful experience. That's an experience that I have not been able to get when I was a child. So I'm asking, come on out and help us send the youth to the national meeting. To be in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee.
Lady, I had someone to call and say, why is it those kids don't have their own money? Let me answer that
I can
to
answer.
all of you. Okay, I want to hear your answer, and then I have an
My
answer.
answer is the children that we are training up there, the children that we are working with up there, their parents do not have the money to help send them to Nashville, Tennessee. And Ms. Luper, I don't ever want to tell this story. There was a girl, I must just say this real fast.
Okay, real fast now, because it's Independence Day, and I know we've got to make it.
But this is sure was Independence Day when you carried that girl all the way to Boston, from Oklahoma City to Boston, stayed there all that week, came all the way back from Boston. That girl had one buffalo nickel, and we supported her because her parents did not have nothing but a nickel to give her. They didn't even have, that girl didn't even have enough changing clothes to go to Boston.
But that girl now is doing well, and she will be helping
She gave
those
up a mini steak dinner so that she could eat like all the other candidates that we had on that bus. This is what I'm saying. This is why we have to go out and help those children.
If we don't help them,
there every day.
if we don't help them, who will? You don't hear me talking about how bad children are. Rather, you will hear me talking about what an opportunity to work with a child. You can't ever tell what will happen.
That is true. And
Well, Letty, I'll see you at the parade in a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay. And Letty, I want to thank you for trying to keep up, because if we didn't have competition at Freedom Center, we would not be as far as we are on the monument, on the wall, on the educational and motivational
You have a
center.
building, Mrs. Luper.
That's right, because we always
In
compete.
your house.
And people say, are you all angry with each other? No, I'm not angry with anybody. Don't have time now.
No, we do not, because we work together. We really work together as a panel. Let's think about all the adults who's been up there each time that we've been up there working. And all the adults that come up there each Monday night.
But next week we will be in Nashville, Tennessee, but we will be telling you about the Freedom Fiesta. And I know you want to say a word about your big day.
Oh, yes, my big day is always on Friday, Nancy and Hunter's Day. We are planning a big day, great big day. But I'm not going to tell them what that big day is until next Saturday. But it is a fashion show. And remember, this year the fashions are out of sight. You're going to be seeing some clothes that's going to knock you out. The fashion show will go on, and we're going to tell you where it's going to be.
Well, I will also tell them that on August the 15th is Clara Luper's Day, and at that time, I need some new people to head my committee. Any of you that's new out there that have never been on a committee, I want you to get on this Clara Luper's Day committee as we celebrate the anniversary of the beginning of the sit-in movement that started in Oklahoma on August the 19th, 1958. Letty, See you later.
Okay, bye now. Remember,
now.
I'll see you Monday at the Big Fish Fry at Freedom Center. Bye now.
And that will start at 11 o'clock. And we are so sorry. Many of you called us yesterday and you wanted catfish, and we just sold out. But we will be ready for the largest catfish dinner in the history of Oklahoma on Monday. If you don't believe it, just try us. I would like to say today to all of you, Happy Independence Day. This day comes from Gates Barbershop, 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It's no secret, it's one of the busiest barbershops in the United States of America. Mr. Gamble, Mr. Gates go together, and they really work to get out those heads. I would like to thank all of you people from El Reno. We are cutting men's hair from El Reno. Oh, we are doing it. And all you people from OSU, OU, Midwest City, all over this state, they come to Gates Barbershop. Why do they come? They come to Gates Barbershop because Mr. Gates knows exactly what to do. Mr. Gamble knows his business. Gates Barbershop. And not only that, Mr. Gates is on that number one team, that Clara Luper team for children, and we are still leading. And thank you, Mr. Gates, and thank all of your patrons. That's a Gates Barbershop, 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue. I'm expecting Mrs. Gloria Matthews to call me because Miss Gloria Matthews just touched all of our hearts. She can walk into Freedom Center, the kids start clapping because they know that Mrs. Gloria Matthews is in their corner. This portion of our program is brought to you by Chancellor Shardina's Daycare Center, located at 1643 Northeast 50th Street in Oklahoma City. The telephone number is 424-4656. If you want your children to have an educational experience in an environment that spells education, then I want you to call Chauncey's Shardina's Daycare Center, 424-4656 in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. In the parade today, you will see Erica Barnett, and that's the Independence Day parade. Erica representing Miss Black, Oklahoma, and once again, she will be leaving Oklahoma City tomorrow morning, headed for Indianapolis, Indiana. You will see Miss Black, Oklahoma City, Sherry Johnson. You will see Miss Black, University of Central Oklahoma, Sonia Carter. You will see Miss Soul Bazaar, Vanita Greer. You will see Miss Talented Teen, Alicia Hildred, who will be going to New York City to represent the great state of Oklahoma. We are waiting for Mrs. Gloria Matthews because we want to talk to her. Gloria?
Yes, this is Gloria.
Well, happy Independence Day to you.
Independence Day to you.
Well, thank you.
And my staff and all of my preschool wish Mr. C.P. Wilson a very, very happy birthday. He has been an outstanding supporter of the staff, of the children in the Chauncey Shardina's preschool and nursery. I want to say happy, happy birthday, Mr. Wilson. And you will get your cards from the children from the Chauncey Shardina's preschool. They'll be a little late, but they were all working on them yesterday. They were there yesterday. You will receive them tomorrow, or Tuesday.
Well, I know you're all excited. I understand you are headed for the 83rd National Convention of NACP and taking along a group of children.
Yes, I'm very, very happy, Miss Luper. In fact, my bags are packed.
Your bags are packed, and we aren't leaving until Thursday at 4
We're
p.m.
leaving Thursday, but I'm packing my bags are ready to go.
You're ready to go.
I don't want to miss out on anything. I have met a lot of friends at the National Convention. I'm just looking forward. I've had several calls from California and Austin, Texas, and friends that I met that are waiting for me to come to the National Convention, and I am very, very happy. I'm taking a group of kids. I'm supporting 2 or 3 of the children that's going.
I know you must be well pleased because this year you will have the opportunity to see your daughter, your granddaughter, Brandy, walk down that aisle in Nashville, Tennessee as Miss NACP from the great state of Oklahoma.
I'm very happy. She's waited for this for 5 years, and I'm very happy to see her walk down that aisle. She is so excited, Miss Luper, until she says she can't even sleep since she received a letter from Baltimore, Maryland to tell her what she needs. And she's very happy. She says, "My grandma, I cannot sleep because I can't believe that I'm this NACP." I said, "Well, Brandy, this is your 5th year, and you were the one that sold a lot of
NACP memberships.
And you're on your way. We're on our way to NACP. And to the radio audience and all my friends, especially my beauticians, I want you to come and buy a catfish dinner Monday. That's our last day on raising money. Well, you can send donations up to Thursday. We leave at 4:00 Thursday p.m. So you can bring, if you don't buy the fish, come and leave a donation. Help care of the kids, all the kids. We're going to need all we can because we really feed them 3 times a day. We don't let them eat junk on our way, and we stop at the various places to feed them. And we can't do that on just talking about it. And Miss Luper didn't say anything, but I headed that catfish dinner last Friday and Saturday. And I want to thank all my friends out there for making me the winner of last Friday and Saturday.
Well, I wanted you to tell that because I know you wanted to thank your friends.
Yes, I want to thank, and especially one of my friends. I want her, if I don't know her phone number, Loretta McCain. I don't know whether you bought a dinner yesterday, but you usually tell me to let you know. So I'm letting you know, Miss McCain, to call 2 or 3 of your friends and ask them to support us also.
Mrs. Matthews, you really beat me on Friday and Saturday. You
yes.
tore me up,
Yes.
and I want to congratulate you and your friends. I want the beauticians to come by Freedom Center on Monday because they have contributed to the center, to the development. I want them just to come by there in an open house fashion. I want them to see for themselves.
Yes, Miss Luper, and since I'm on the line, I want to let them know I don't know exactly what day my day is for the Freedom Festa, for the Freedom Festa, but I will have a day. Do you know what?
Yes, sure, I know. It'll be on August the 19th, and that's the beginning of the sit-in movement.
That's the day that we will have the tea. I will be having the tea that day, and I also want to get back. I'll be telling you more about the tea. The beauticians are not going to let me down. I'm asking some of them in a table at that tea. Anyone that would like to enter a table for the tea on Gloria Matthews Day, and I will be giving a great prize, one first, second, and third prize for the prettiest table that will be entered in this tea. So please support me, beauticians out there. I'm depending on you, and also my friends. And I want to say one thing. I'm glad. Even Onita Vickers, that's my friend and fellow beautician. She's doing fine. We talk every day, and I'm happy that she's really doing fine. I have a lot of people ask me about her, but she is just fine. She calls me, or I call her almost every day. Onita, you up the good work, so you're going to make it.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Matthews, and I'll see you at the parade.
Hey, thank you, Mrs. Luper.
This program has a new sponsor, and I'm so excited about this new sponsor because I have some new information for you. And I want you to listen to me like you have never listened to me before as I tell you about one of our new sponsors. What would Thomas Jefferson think today if he were alive? And he would go out to Crossroads Chrysler Plymouth and see that dealership is owned by a black man. Now that is really something. And I want you to write this down because I want you to remember it. The Crossroad Chrysler. I can hear you repeating it all over town. The Crossroad Chrysler. I did not know that dealership was owned by a black man. You know it now because you heard it on the Clara Luper radio show. It's located on I-240 and South Walker. Now, I want you to look. I want you to go out there and look at that dealership. I want you to look at the new automobiles. I want you to look at the new used one. But most of all, I want you to visit that service department. Do you know that service department at Crossroads has been rated as the #1 in Oklahoma City? Did you know that? Well, I'm going to tell you more about it, but I just want I want you to get acquainted with the Crossroad Chrysler Company. And I have been told, according to what I have read, that company has a 24-hour information line. That line is 631-3581. I've also been told that you can reestablish your credit record. If you have bad credit, you can reestablish it. Now, you had some problems. You had some credit problems. You can reestablish your credit out to Crossroad Chrysler Plymouth. You can also buy a brand new car. You would be surprised at the prices, but I'm not telling you all about that today. Rather, I'm telling you that we have lived in spite of slavery, in spite of racial discrimination. We have lived to see the day that we have a black-owned Chrysler and Plymouth automobile dealer in Oklahoma City. Now, we've been down on our knees praying, oh, God, help our people. And I know my friends, my white friends have been saying, oh, I want a chance to help black folks. I want a chance. But you have a chance now to help black folks. All you have to do is to go out to Crossroad Plymouth, I-2240 and South Walker. And there you will have the opportunity to see what can happen to a people. Not only that, you will have the opportunity to rejoice in the success. I want you to go out there. Next week, I want you to call me and tell me what you saw. Now, I went out there. I saw a number one dealership. I saw what I didn't believe that I would ever see in Oklahoma City. But the proof of the pudding is now in the eating. Now, those of you that's been praying that we would succeed as a people, you have the opportunity to put some legs on your prayers. Now, do you have it? I want to make sure you understand that the Crossroad Chrysler Company, located on I-240 and South Walker, the telephone number is 631-3585. And don't be modest about it. Tell them you heard it on the Clara Luper radio show. Now, that's a Crossroad Chrysler. And before I go off the air, I'm going to tell you the name of the president and the owner of this company. And you are going to be surprised. You're going to be so surprised, I don't know what you're going to do. But speaking of being surprised, it's interesting to note what's happening at the Elite Repeat that will be open part of today. Elite Repeat, 7308 Northwestern, where you can get the clothes that you love, the clothes that you didn't even know existed, the designs that fit your personality. That's Repeat, Elite Repeat. Elite, that means first class. That means a top of the line. I want you to go out there, and I want someone to call me and tell me what time Elite Repeat will be closed today. Elite Repeat, that chance for you to look good, whatever you decide to do. From Elite, if you get it from Elite Repeat, you know one thing, you will have the best. This is the Clara Luper radio show, and congratulations to Mrs. Matthews for beating Clara Luper on Friday and Saturday. But Monday is coming, the biggest catfish sale in the history of Oklahoma City. We will sell so many catfish that you will not believe it yourself, because you will buy those catfish. You will eat. And not only will you be satisfying your physical needs, but you will be satisfying your moral needs. Many of these young people belong to our various churches, and I know the churches are going to give support to these young people. I know that from 5th Street Baptist Church, we have Monique Whitaker, Terry Whitaker, Shelley Luper, Elisha Hildred, and I know 5th Street will always take care of their own. From other churches, we have young people that are trying, and what else can you do besides trying? Many of you have helped us for years, but one more time, if I would ask you to make one sacrifice to help a child, what would you say to me? You would say, Clara, I am willing to help one child, just one. Some of you will say, I will help two. But today I told you about Elite Repeat, and I know you're happy about it. Elite Repeat open today at 10 a.m., but they're going to close those doors at 4 p.m. Do we have someone from Elite Repeat? Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
I'm one of the customers of Elite Repeat, Gloria Matthews, and I'm waiting for them to open up at 10. They might be trying to call you, Miss Luper. She told me yesterday that they would be open from 10 until as long as people come in. They keep coming in, they'll stay open, but they're, if it's I'm sure they'll be there from 10 to at least 3 or 4, but they'll be there as long as people are coming in.
All right, that's today, and that address, once again, of Elite Repeat is 7308 Northwestern.
They might be trying to call you about having me listen to your show. And would you repeat the number of the Chrysler? My husband wants to know that number of the Chrysler dealer.
Oh, yes, people are calling me. The telephone number is 631-0303. That's one number. And let me give you another number because our telephones are ringing. I've given you some information that you didn't know. 631-3585. That's Frank L. Rucker Jr., who is strictly a businessman, who has come up through the ranks, and today he stands as one of the most outstanding young businessmen in America. That's Frank L. Rucker Jr. If all the Ruckers in Oklahoma City would buy automobiles from me, he would really be in good shape because I know another Rucker. Calvin, did you know that the Crossroad Chrysler Plymouth Companies was owned by a black man who has that dealership?
Not until I was listening to the Clara Luper radio show, because of the fact that I just didn't know it. I can learn more listening to your radio show than I can reading any paper here in the state of Oklahoma. And I want to compliment you on this July 4th Independence Day holiday, Mom, for having another successful year and for the opportunity to go to the NAACP convention, not for the first time, not for the second time, but for the 35th consecutive time. Thanks so much, Mom, for the opportunities that you've enlightened all of us who've gone to the NAACP convention with you, who've had the opportunity to serve as president of the NAACP Youth Council or just to be a member of the NAACP Youth Council. But thank you for the hard work and the dedication that you, along with Mrs. Hunter, but especially you, have done. And, it's been fantastic. I don't think anyone has really come back from the radio show, come back from the NAACP convention without being inspired, because from the NAACP convention, that's when the sit-in movement started. And today's dedicated force of Youth Council advisors are all a result of your hard work and activities. There's Mrs. Ford, who we're waiting to call, Leola Ford, Cheryl Fowler, who's working hard now, getting ready for the dinner that we're talking about on Monday, Salonia Bennett, Gloria Matthews, Calvin Whitaker, Merlin Hildred, myself, all of us who've had an opportunity to go to an NAACP convention, not because we wanted to sometime, but because of your push and your drive that has made it possible for us to go there and to open up our eyes, to have an opportunity to see other black people, other people who are concerned about the future of America. So fantastic, Mom. It's good to be a part of today's show. And it's also good to be able to wish Mr. C.P. Wilson, the catfish frying dude of all time, a very happy birthday. And Curly Jr., all of my good friends whose today is your birthday. But I never would have known that the Crossroad Chrysler Plymouth was a black-owned business. But then, only way I can find out this kind of information is to listen to the Clara Luper radio show.
Some of you have called me and you have problems. You say you can't find anybody to move you. You have garages, attics, and things that need to be cleaned. You don't have to worry anymore. Get out your pencil and pen and take down this number, because I want you to use Ellis's quick hauling and cleaning service. Ellis's quick hauling and cleaning service. The telephone number is...
That's 424-9273. Ellis's Quick Hauling Services. Ed Ellis is a hard-working guy, and then not only is he hard, but he's good, and I'm certain that once you use his services, that you will always come back and be a part of the Ellis's quick moving and hauling
Well,
services.
give us
you
that
know?
telephone number again. So if you don't want to clean out, you do not want to clean out your garage.
Well,
Don't worry
I
about it.
I hate cleaning out garages.
You
and
don't
I hate
wanna
messing
clean
with
your
my attic, but then
attic.
Ellis can do it.
And you don't want to clean your apartment. All you have to do is to call
424-9273. That's Ellis at 424-9273. Ellis's Quick Hauling Services. Ellis Hildred, congratulations. Happy Independence Day also.
Happy Independence Day. Those of you that will be looking at Miss Black, Oklahoma, you will be doing it because of the following sponsors: Leo's Barbecue, M&W Welding Company, Chancellor Dina's Daycare Center, Maryland A. Hildred, your Allstate exclusive agent, Gates Barbershop, Attorney Lewis Barber Jr., Soul Bazaar 93, Miss Black, Oklahoma 93, that you can start signing up for. You will be looking at the Miss Black, Oklahoma pageant because of Crossroads Chrysler and Plymouth Company, Mr. Frank L. Rucker, president. You will be looking because of Mitchell's Bundin Company, located at 2319 North Lottie Street. You will be looking because of Studio 75 with Calvin Luper. And incidentally, if you want to see something beautiful, I want you to see the pictures. Calvin will have them on exhibit on Monday at the largest catfish frying day in the history of Oklahoma City. Now, don't forget now, you don't have to go through and without your garage being clean. All you got to do is call Ellis, 424-9273. David Hall has called, and I want you to call back. Many of you are calling. You want to know about this dealership. You can't believe it. Well, seeing is believing, so go out to Crossroad, Chrysler Plymouth, 208 Southwest 74th Street, I-24 at Southwestern. You can see for yourselves. Congratulations and best wishes to you, Erica Barnett, as you leave Oklahoma City tomorrow morning, comes from Dr. A.L. Dow. Dr. A.L. Dow, your optometrist, located at 934 Northeast 8th Street. Please call him for an appointment. The telephone number is 235-0536. Sir Charles the Tailor extends Independence Day greetings to all of his customers and friends. He wants you to come out, and you need to go out to 1024 South Douglas and see what our people are doing. And I would like to thank all of you for supporting our advertisers. As you celebrate Independence Day, we want you to have the best. And the best means that you are going to Hometown IGA, located at 2001 Northeast 23rd Street, here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Open 24 hours. Mr. Danny M. Dow would like to personally thank each one of you for shopping at Hometown IGA. Congratulations to you, Erica Barnett, as you leave Oklahoma City for the National. My best wishes go with you. That's from the Lamar Beauty Supply House, located at 1736 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City. Lamar Beauty Supplies will give you the supplies that you want. And when you go in there, you will be greeted by Mr. Scobie and others. That's at 1736 Northeast 23rd Street, the Lamar Beauty Supply. I've often told you to give me all of my flowers while I live, because when I die, I don't want you walking up there crying and resolving to remember Clara Luper. You just remember Clara Luper on Monday at that catfish dinner and help Clara Luper finish that monument in her lifetime. You can do it, and you will do it. Now, I need your support, and you know how hard we've been working, but our eyes today are turned toward those young people that will represent Oklahoma City in science, in math, in drama, in music, and what have you, at the National NACP Convention that will be held in Nashville, Tennessee. There will be 1,500 young people participating in the AXO program, and you should be proud that your young people here will be represented. So many times we wait until our kids get in trouble and say, look at these kids, but I'm telling you to help them now. Yes, Calvin.
Mom, I look at the results there at about the monument, and you and Mr. Gates are doing a fantastic job, especially you And I know Mr. Gates is helping, but you all are beating the daylights out of me so far, But I'm still struggling. I want all of you out there to remember that there are more people up there that are trying to make that monument a reality, to make sure that that monument be something that you can bring your friends, your relatives by and show and point out to them. But Mr. Gates and Clara Luper are beating the daylights out of Calvin Luper. I need your help. I need you to come by the NACP Freedom
You
Center.
can't even sell 10 catfish dinners, Calvin.
Well, I can. There's no such thing as can't in my vocabulary. But I'm talking about the whooping that I'm getting. I need some help. I got to get out from under this hose. And I think you and Mr. Gates are double teaming on me to make sure that I never will get up out of this hole. But I have some friends out there, and they know that I do definitely need some help to get somehow at least run a strong third place.
Yes, Calvin, I feel sorry for you, but keep on
Well,
trying.
feel
Keep it.
sorry.
Oh, Calvin, I feel sorry for you because I didn't even know you were still thinking you were in the race.
Well, I am a long way behind, Mom, but I want you to know that I am in the race. But I just had to make a public appeal because of the fact something is happening up there. People come by and they say, well, Calvin, we hear you, but we don't mind doing whatever you say, but we want Clara Luper to get credit for this donation.
That's
I
right,
tell her
because
to,
Clara Luper's roots are deep in this state. And I keep telling you, these are my people, these are my children, they are my students, they are my
Well, they're my
well-wishers.
friends. I mean, my own good running buddies that come by and say, man, well, we want you to win, we want you to do well. But then they'll say, make sure your mama gets the donation, okay?
That's right. I had a young man to come up yesterday and say, Miss Luper, I remember when I was a child, you bought me a hamburger, now I want to buy a catfish dinner. If you aren't looking at these young children, I don't know what you're going to do. This is a Clara Luper radio show, and I love to tell stories of great people. The pages of American history are filled with the lives of great men and women. Men and women that have changed the course of American history. Men and women, many names are not written on the front pages of our newspapers or flashed on our television screens, but these are truly great people. I had the opportunity to join hundreds of others on Thursday at 11 o'clock at Tabernacle Baptist Church, where a city, a state say goodbye to a great leader, Mrs. Georgia Ann Ryan. Mrs. Georgia Ann Ryan was born in Como, Texas. And as a child, she found something to hold on to that was truly great. That was a hope in Jesus Christ, and she joined the New Hope Baptist Church. She went to school in New Hope, demonstrating a Christian life. In 1918, she fell in love and married Archie Carbon. Archie Carbon, the husband of George Ann Carbon, a happy family, 6 children, 2 sons and 4 daughters. And then the Carbons moved to Picton, Texas. But in 1937, Mrs. Ryan with her family moved to Muskogee, Oklahoma after the death of her husband. She immediately joined the Morning Star Baptist Church in Muskogee and remained a faithful member until 1968. At that time, she married Mr. B.L. Ryan and joined the Union Baptist Church in Muskogee, Oklahoma. Well, she was very active in a church. But on April the 4th, 1980, Mr. Ryan died, and Mrs. Ryan moved to Oklahoma City and joined the Tabernacle Baptist Church, where she remained a faithful, dedicated member until her death on June the 28th, 1992. What can you say? Maybe you can say it in music with What a Friend We Have in Jesus. Maybe you can listen at the scripture as read by Reverend Tucker Hunter, or the prayer by that eminent Reverend B.T. Wilson. And then you can listen to Linda Carbon, her granddaughter, singing Precious Lord. And resolutions. And then as the choir began to sing, I Will Fly Away. And then the stunning Reverend John L. Meshack stood, and he spoke. He spoke to a waiting audience. He lifted us up beyond the realm of reality and gave us a spiritual experience. Yes, Reverend Meshack, Johnny L. Meshack, closed his sermon with these words, "What a woman, what a woman." And today we extend our sympathy to the Carbon family. Many of you know this family real well. Carl B. Carbon, a real estate dealer in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. You know Sarah Threet of Cleveland, Ohio. Christine Walker of Oklahoma City. Katrina Stewart of Los Angeles. You know her two stepsons, Rufus Ryan of Tulsa and Ernest of Cleveland, and her stepdaughter, Mabel Roberts of Henrietta, Texas. Maybe you know her brothers, Lorenzo Pruitt of Dallas, Texas, Willie Pruitt of Como, Texas, Floyd Pruitt of Las Vegas, Nevada. And you know her lovely granddaughter, great-granddaughter, Christina Carbon, who loved her grandmother so well. And today, that family would like to say thanks to all of you. You remember them during the dark hours in their lives. You remember them with expressions of kindness and sympathy during this period of bereavement. And to the Tabernacle family, the deaconesses, the WMU, the deacons and the friends, and to all, they say thank you. Clara Luper reporting. Yesterday at St. John's Missionary Baptist Church, another audience said goodbye to Ernest Jackson Sr. Ernest Jackson Sr., born in Millen, Georgia, was a twin and the oldest of 9 children. Then he moved to Oklahoma, to the state of Oklahoma, and attended school at Boley, Oklahoma. Married to Grace Carter and moved to Oklahoma City in 1933, where he became a member of the St. John's Missionary Baptist Church. Ernest Jackson Sr., many of you know that family real well. He's a brother of Reverend W.K. Jackson, Horace Jackson, and Robert Jackson, all of Oklahoma City. Many of you know him through his 6 lovely daughters, Elizabeth Chadwick of Oklahoma City, Vernita Kemp of Kansas City, Dolores Jackson, Barbara Williams, Janice Jackson, Deborah Jordan, all of Oklahoma City, and by his 2 sons, Ernest Jackson Jr. of Dallas, Texas, and Gerald Jackson of Spencer, Oklahoma. That family would also like to extend to you their sincere thanks, and to Reverend W.B. Parker, who delivered a eulogy that people will never forget. Today I have told you about a young black businessman whose success will depend upon the cooperation of blacks and whites in this state. I've told you that Frank L. Rucker Jr. owns a dealership known as Crossroad Chrysler and Plymouth. I have told you that he would like to personally invite you to come out to 208 Southwest 74th Street. He will help you. And sometimes you can be so discouraged as you travel down life's highway because people pass you like they did the man that was on the street and walk on the other side. But you have a chance, like no one else in history, to show that you appreciate progress, you appreciate education, you appreciate business techniques. Next week this time I will be talking to you from Nashville, Tennessee. And I will be saying what I've told people all over the nation because I have been selected as one of the panelists at the NAACP National Convention. And I will tell people that for 35 years, the people of Oklahoma have supported me. The people of Oklahoma must realize that I am the only advisor in the United States of America that for 35 years have taken not 1, 2, or 3, but busloads of young people to national conventions. And somebody say, Clara, why do you do it? It's so simple. I see in these young people a future. I see doctors. I see engineers. I see architects. I see so much in these young people. And I want you to join me. I want your support. And I will see you at the largest catfish dinner in the history of Oklahoma. You will come there, and it doesn't make any difference which advisor you support. Naturally, all of us want to be the number one person. and especially Calvin, who is behind me just making all kind of gestures. But I want you to know how much I appreciate you. I want you to know how much I love you, and how happy you have been made my life just by coming up to me saying, Clara, keep on. I will keep on. That's a promise to you wherever you are. And today I've told you about some new people. I've told you about Crossroad Plymouth. I have told you about Linda Smallwood and others that helped to make this a great success. And I would like to say to Langston University, you won this year, but Oklahoma University say, watch out next year. Although Oklahoma University was the second runner-up, they will be back next year. And to all of us, I would like for you to be sure and come out and see us leave Oklahoma City at 4 p.m. on next Thursday in that bus. And we would like to thank Mr. Mitchell for all of his support in helping us with this. As I get ready to leave the air, the clock on the wall say, Clara, you've got to go. And I say to the clock on the wall, you're right. You're ticking away. Once again, I would like to say to C.P. Wilson, my dear husband, happy birthday to you wherever you are. And I don't know, Merlin didn't tell me to tell you this, but Merlin is married.
What else is going on?
Merlin is married. Merlin got married.
Tell it yet.
Merlin got married. Well, I'm telling it. I don't make the news. I just report it. She's married to Irvin Williams. I've told it now, and if you don't like it, do something about it.
427-8399.
Oh, Merlin's number is 427-8393. This is Clara Luper saying, Happy Independence Day, and I'm on my way to join you at the parade. And I want you to remember, be careful, don't go to jail. And you notice one thing about the Clara Luper radio show, it's on the ball because I've told you the good news. Bye-bye. I love you.
The views and opinions expressed and or the representation of products advertised on the following program do not necessarily represent those of KTOV or its management. Dr. Vaniel C. Little and the congregation of the Greater First Deliverance Church invite you to join them for their Sunday radio broadcast from 2 until 3 p.m. here on KTOV, Midwest City, Oklahoma City, AM 1220.
A man only needs one woman, and a woman only needs one man.
Coming to the Civic Center Music Hall, Oklahoma City, Wednesday and Thursday, July 8th and 9th at 8 p.m. each night, the most requested spiritual play in the country entitled...
A good man is hard to find.
Mommy, where's my daddy?
It'll make you laugh, cry, and shout.
When your woman get out of line, you ought to slap her in the mouth.
Man, I'd be dead if I did that. Big as my wife is.
Girl, get yourself a lead boy.
What's a lead boy?
You know, Willie Lee, Billy Lee, Jimmy Lee.
Get your tickets now at the Civic Center Music Box Office, Myriad Box.